Face meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin tomorrow. President Donald Trump is setting his expectations.
In the war in Ukraine or face the consequences. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
In the countdown to tomorrow's critical summit between President Trump and Russian President Putin, Ukraine and its allies pressing Ukrainian interests to the forefront, meeting virtually Wednesday with President Trump.
President Zelenskyy was on the call. I would rate it a 10, very friendly.
The Ukrainian president was not invited to the Putin meeting at a U.S. military base in Alaska, but President Trump says he anticipates a second summit, including Zelenskyy.
I would like to do it almost immediately.
Le fait que la volonté américaine.
The president of France among the European and U.S. officials confirming that President Trump is entering the meeting with the goal of securing a ceasefire. The sources also noting that President Trump said he does not plan to discuss giving up Ukrainian territory to Putin without Ukraine in the room, something President Zelenskyy and the European allies on the call were pushing for. And as for if Putin does not agree to end the war,
there will be very severe consequences.
Russia has increased its attacks leading up to the meeting in what Ukrainians call an attempt to strengthen the Russian hand. Zelenskyy saying he told President Trump that Putin is bluffing, believing he still wants to occupy all of Ukraine. President Trump has sharpened his rhetoric against Putin in recent weeks, growing increasingly frustrated as the Russian assault drags on. President Trump has threatened new sanctions against Russia and tariffs on its trading partners if there's no ceasefire. The German chancellor said Ukraine is willing to make some territorial concessions in a peace deal. Unclear how much. Russia right now occupies about 20% of Ukraine. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.